तत्परं पर्याय विद्महे ज्ञानलिङ्गेश्वराय धीमहि तन्नो गुरुः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ योग महर्षि डॉक्टर स्वामी गीतानंद गिरि गुरु महाराज की जय। ओम पुदुवै कलैमामणि पुदुवै शक्ति योगचारिणी अम्मा जी मीनाक्षी देवी भवनानी गुरु माता की जय। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। नमस्ते, नमस्कारम, वणक्कम, bonjour, buongiorno, buonasera, buonanotte, हुय्यामोरे, बोरेडा, कियोरा, सलामत पगी, आयुबोवान, आयुष्मान भव, शुभ दिनम, सुप्रभात. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Such a pleasure to be with all of you for this magnificent event, the Mothership Earth Summit 2023, that is being organized by the Unified Human Foundation and World Happiness Foundation. I love this theme. It is so close to my heart. Designing a new planetary narrative. And today, I am with you to discuss a timeless tradition, the tradition of yoga. Yoga that is India's gift to humanity. It is a gift from our great rishis. Hence we call it Rishi culture yoga. Yoga that comes from the times of the Vedic literature and in some ways predates even that. Yoga is the science and art of self-realization. It is both the path as well as the final destination. It is the tools, it is the journey, and it is the destination itself. Yoga can be understood as a way of life. 24/7, every conscious moment of your living should be lived in the spirit of yoga. Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita tells us, Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Living a life of skillful dexterity is yoga. Whatever you do should be done in the spirit of excellence. That is yoga. Krishna also tells us, Samatvam yoga uchyate. Yoga is harmony. It is a harmonious balance. And it is this harmonious balance of yoga that I am here to share with you today. We can understand yoga as a lifestyle. In fact, the best lifestyle ever developed for humanity. This lifestyle has 5 points. And these 5 points, if we can keep them, they become a panchashil, they become a protection for us as we go through this life towards that highest level of divinity, living as a human being and manifesting that divinity that lies within each and every one of us. The first of the lifestyle components of yoga is achar. Achar means how do you live? What are your activities? And hence when you live in tune with Brahman, it is called Brahmacharya. When it is in tune with the spirit of yoga, Yogacharya. When it is in spirit of the circadian rhythms of this planet on which we live, well, Dinacharya. When it is in tune with the seasonal variations, Ritucharya. What beautiful lifestyle where we as an individual live in tune with Mother Nature. We and Mother Nature live in harmonious coexistence. We have forgotten that we are the care taker of this planet. We are not the owner of the planet. And this is why the yogic principle of Achar means that you have to live in tune with what is Ritagum Satyam Param, in tune with the cosmic principles that are pre-existent, way pre-existent before we human beings came onto this scene. The second is, along with your healthy lifestyles and how you are living your day-to-day activities physically, what are your mental activities? What are your vichar? What type of thought patterns do you have? Are these thought patterns healthy? Are they in tune with one's personal evolution and growth? And are they in tune with the yogic principles such as ahimsa, non-violentness, and satya, truthfulness? So are our thought patterns out of control? They become the chitta vritti, and Patanjali Maharishi, who codified the Yoga Darshana, tells us, Yogas chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga enables the cessation of these unconscious, subconscious whirlpools that are pulling us down into the depths of despair. Along with this, the third aspect, ahar. What type of food do we eat? What type of food do we eat, and what eats us? Healthy, nourishing diet that doesn't put a burden on the planet. A healthy, nourishing diet can enable us to sustain the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, and the spiritual body also. Hence, great importance on what we eat, how we eat, when we eat, and with whom we eat. What is the background behind our eating? That itself is worth another topic. On top of this, you add the next component. How do you relax? What is your idea of relaxation, recuperation, leisure? And that is our vihar. What type of activities enable you to come into that parasympathetic vagal tone? How can you come into that relaxation response? What are the activities that relax you? And which are the activities that tense you up? Now, along with this, ahar, vihar, achar, vichar, the fifth, and in my personal opinion, the most important one, is to do with relationships, healthy relationships, vyavahar. Because the relationships are the key to us living as a human being on this mothership earth. If we are to live in tune with the natural principles, if we are to live as a human being, we have been born human, not by accident. How can we make sure that we live as a human being, we thrive as a human being, and we nurture others as a human being? Relationships are the key. And these relationships can be understood in three ways. The first is that the relationship you have with your own self. What type of relationship do you have with your own self? The second, what type of relationships do you have with other people? How do you relate to others? And then, of course, the third, how do you relate to the cosmos in which we live, the universe in which we live, the planet with which we live? So we have the relationships which are intrapersonal with ourselves, interpersonal with other people, and transpersonal with the cosmos, the universe, or planet Earth. These can be understood as antara bandhu. What are the friendship we develop with ourselves? Antara bandhu, bahira bandhu with others, and daiva bandhu with the divinity itself. When we want to understand this, we have beautiful teachings in our culture. Because the Indian culture that has come from Sanatana Dharma gives us the concept of Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam, the whole world is one family, and at the same time, it enjoys the diversity that is there on this planet. Not just this planet, the whole universe. Because though we share 99% of the same genome, in that 1% lies the diversity of humankind, diversity of nature. No two snowflakes are the same, no two leaves are the same, no two blades of grass are the same, no human beings are the same. Well, that is one part, the diversity. Celebrate the diversity. But don't forget that 90% is the same, 99% is the same. And that is why celebrate diversity, enjoy diversity, but look for, find and sustain that unitiveness that lies between all of us. Hence the message of yoga is celebrate diversity, but look for the unitiveness. And this is why in India we have a beautiful slogan that says unity in diversity. And I think that says it all. Unity and diversity. You know, it is not that you negate diversity. Imagine if on this planet every blade of grass was the same, every tree was the same, every leaf was the same, every person was the same, every animal was the same. Oh my God, what would life be? We need diversity to thrive. Diversity is what life is all about. Diversity is what drives evolution on this planet. So let us not try to negate it, but we realize there is diversity, we accept it. And in that acceptance, we celebrate diversity, that because everybody is diverse, when we come together in unity, we create that wholesomeness. All these 5 fingers are diverse, but they come together to give that powerful fist. Can we all come together, uniting all our diversity in order to have that unitive experience of oneness? That is what yoga talks about. And that is why it says, Yadum Mure Yavarum Kele. In our ancient Tamil culture, the Dravidian South Indian culture, thousands of years ago, scriptures, 400 verses about the external life, Purananuru, and 400 verses on the internal life, Agananuru, Aham Agananuru, Puram, outside, Purananuru, Ahananuru, Agananuru. In that Purananuru, it is said, Yadum Mure, Yavaram Kele, all the people, well, they are all my kinsmen, every place is my home. Can you feel at home wherever you are? Can you feel one with all the people there are? Wherever you are, can you feel at ease? Yoga talks about the Sukhasthanam, finding that place where you are in Sukham, you are in that state of ease. Sthira Sukham Asanam, says Maharishi Patanjali. We are working towards being established in a firm state of steadiness, a steady state of balance where you are unperturbed by anything that is happening outside you. You attain to a dvandva anabhigataha, beyond the dualities of like and dislike, praise and blame, hot and cold, shita ushna. You go beyond it, as the Bhagavad Gita tells us. But you understand there is heat and cold and you go beyond it, you transcend it. Hence, yoga is all about transformation and transcendence. In this beautiful teaching of the Purananuru, the first verse, what a beautiful verse. Yadu Mure Yavaram Kele. All the places are my hometown. All the people are my kinsmen. And it also gives a beautiful teaching on self-responsibility. We as humans have forgotten our responsibility to be human. We are born human. We must be human. Then only we are human beings. We are always doing and becoming human doings. We need to shift from doing into that beautiful state of being. And where does that responsibility come? In the scripture it tells us, Thidum Nandrum Pirartavara. Both the evils and the goods, they don't come from others. Nobody is doing bad or good to you. Where does it all come? It all comes from within. Thidum Nandrum Pirartavara. Both the problem Nodalum and its solution Thanidalum Avatro Ranna. lie within us. A very important message of self-responsibility, swadharma, fulfilling our responsibility as a human being, doing the right thing for the right person in the right way at the right time. As my beloved Ammaji, Puja Ammaji would always tell us. That is swadharma. To realize both the problem and its solution lie within me. That is where the yoga of responsibility comes alive. And you start to relate to yourself. Remember intrapersonal relationships? Again, to quote Yogeshwar Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, Uddharet Atma Atmanam Natmanam Avasadayet Atmaiva hi Atmano Bandhu Atmaiva Ripu Atmaha. Yourself is your best friend. You are your best friend when you understand yourself. And if you don't understand yourself, you are your worst enemy. We are always searching someone else to blame, a scapegoat. Today, when we talk about all the problems on this planet, we are always blaming somebody else. We blame somebody else, some other country, some other religion, some other language. We need to start with ourselves. Where does change start? With our own self. And that is why that internal relationship, Antara Bandhu that we have, we create a healthy relationship with ourselves. How do we do that? By understanding the body, understanding the breath, understanding the mind, understanding our emotions. Which is why the whole structure of yoga is given to us. The beautiful structure of yoga that talks about Ashtanga Yoga, the 8 limbs of yoga. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhaya, Ashtau Angani, says Maharishi Patanjali. The principles of Yama Niyama, the regulations, self-regulation, not somebody else's laws and bylaws and constitutional laws. They are your own personal foundations of ethical and moral living. Satya is such important. Mahatma Gandhi, he took 2 of them, Ahimsa and Satya. And through Ahimsa and Satya, he lived such a beautiful life, showing us that yes, it is possible to live as a human being on this planet. We still can do it. The 5 yamas, Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha, enabling us to say a big no to the lower subhuman tendencies. The lower subhuman tendencies that are driven by survival instinct called Abhinivesha Klesha. I should survive even if everybody else gets destroyed. Well, one day you will find even you are not there if you have that attitude. How to overcome these subhuman tendencies that are driven by the survival instinct? How to move out of the survival instinct? That is why the Pancha Yama given by Maharishi Patanjali. Negate the violent tendencies. Negate the tendencies that push you into falsehood. Control your energies. Do not steal that which doesn't belong to you. And do not covet that which you have not earned. Beautiful principles to live by. And then the niyama, how to come into that humanness. How to become from human to humane. Saucha santosha tapaswadhyaya ishvara pranidhanani niyamaha. Purity of thought, word and action. Saucha. Having a sense of contentment. Santosha. If we have contentment, this planet will be safe. Discontentment has created the problems we are facing today. Because we always want more. We always want more. We do not stop with need. We are fueled and driven by greed. As is so beautifully said, there is enough on this planet for every human being's need, but not enough to fulfill even one person's greed. I believe it was the Mahatma who said that. Understanding the difference between need and greed, having a sense of inner contentment, santosha, you become a much better human being. Saucha, santosha, and then the 3 which are called Kriya Yoga. Tapa, Swadhyaya, Ishvara, Pranidhana. making the self-effort that is required, the self-discipline of tapa that eradicates all that is not us, burns away all that is not us, purifies us. Coming into Swadhyaya, your internal GPS system, that internal journey where you ask yourself important questions. Who am I? Why am I here? What am I doing? Am I truly on the path? How can I fulfill my responsibility as a human being? All of these questions through Swadhyaya, guided by our amazing scriptures that give us an outline of what it is to live a dharmic life. And then Ishvara Pranidhana, or Atman Prasadanam, as my beloved father would say, where you understand the universal plan better. There is a sense of acceptance, and in that moment of acceptance, you are ready for change. Change cannot occur as long as you are in denial. Change cannot occur as long as we are in denial. With acceptance comes the possibility of change, comes the possibility of self-transformation, and through that transformation you then move into self-transcendence. Yoga is both transformational and transcendental. So Yama Niyama as the foundation, asana and pranayama, working through the body postures to find that inner stability and balance, to go beyond the dualities and find that sukhasthanam, that place where you are at ease with yourself. And once you have attained that, moving through the breath, and through the breath, the inhalations and the exhalations, understanding the flow of the vital force called prana, that vital cosmic force, the catalyst of the universe, the life force. You start to experience it. You enhance the experience of that universal vital force, prana, through pranayama, and prepare the mind at that point for dharana sucha yogyata manasaha. You prepare your mind to become fit for concentration, contemplation, and meditation. What a beautiful pattern Maharishi Patanjali has given us. Yama and Niyama, when we work on them, we are working on what the World Health Organization today calls the dimension of social health. When you live the Yama Niyama, you will have social health and social wellness. Asana Pranayama will enhance the physical domain of health. Definitely all your endocrine glands, your neuromuscular system, your cardiovascular system, your respiratory system, all will be enhanced through the practice of asana pranayama. And then you come to pratyahara and dharana. Pratyahara is the withdrawal from the senses. We are normally a slave of the senses. We are caught up with whatever we are seeing and hearing and tasting and touching and perceiving. We have become a slave to the senses, caught in its web, what is called Indriya Jala. Like Maya Jala, Indriya Jala. And we need to come out of that Indriya Jaya and attain a mastery from inside. A mastery over the senses called Indriya Jaya. Moving from Indriya Jala, the web, caught in the web of the senses, Indriya Jaya, you have mastered it. You have gone beyond it. Pratyahara. And then dharana, beginning to focus the mind. The all-pointed mind which was scattered. Sarvartha, mind which is scattered. Sarvartha ekagratayo, says Patanjali. That mind which was scattered everywhere but not here is now brought now here. It was nowhere, it is now here. We are moving from scattered mind to focused mind. The scattered light will only help you see, but is not powerful. Focused light becomes a laser beam that is infinitely, potentially so powerful. A focused mind is the most powerful tool we can ever have as a human being. Now, Pratyahara and Dharana, as part of Ashtanga Yoga, they enhance what would be called the mental domain of health by the WHO. So, social domain, Yama Niyama. The physical domain, Asana Pranayama. The mental domain, the Pratyahara Dharana. But one domain is still there. Spiritual domain, spiritual health and wellness. And for that, dhyana and samadhi, that inner state of meditation where you move from being someone to becoming no one. Puja Ammaji, my beloved Ammaji, Meenakshi Devi Bhavanani, she used to talk about the state of meditation, dhyanam. She used to make a beautiful statement. She said, everybody wants to be perfect. She said, everybody wants to be perfect. But we all know that no one is perfect. No one is perfect. She said, in dhyanam, in meditation, we become no one. What a beautiful understanding of that state of meditation. We move from being someone to becoming no one in that state of meditative oneness, dhyanam. And in meditation, we become perfect. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishtade becomes a reality. We have that Purnam in that beautiful state. So Dhyanam and the resultant absorption of Samadhi are the spiritual health domain. So the 4 domains of health by World Health Organization, social, physical, mental and spiritual, are taken care by Yama Niyama, Asana Pranayama, Pratyahara Dharana and Dhyana Samadhi in the timeless tradition of yoga from Maharishi Patanjali himself in the Ashtanga Yoga. We must remember that the great rishis were the original scientists. They were the first green people. They loved the environment. They loved the planet. And with that love came respect. And when you love something and you respect something, you take care of it. You will not abuse it, misuse it or disuse it. When we shifted from this rishi culture attitude, where all life is spiritual, and we started to say, spirituality is that and this is non-spiritual. This is spirit and this is matter. When we had that separation, it is at that point we started to misuse, abuse and disuse this planet. The yogic perspective, the rishi culture yogic perspective is to love this planet as Mother Earth. Treat the earth as our mother. Now you would respect your mother, you would love your mother, you would take care of your mother. That is the yogic attitude. That is the rishi culture attitude. To take care, be a loving caretaker of this planet. As opposed to the modern attitude which is, what can I get? The yogic attitude is, what can I give? That is why sharing and caring is the highest yogic attitude. But most modern people have the attitude of, what can I get? You meet somebody and you think, what can I get from there? You go someplace, what can I get? What can I get? What can I get? What? Forget that. Start to forgive and give. Give and forgive. Rather than get and forget. The more we give, the more comes back. And we need to give love. We need to give care. We need to give respect. We need to take care. That is what we are to do as human beings. Human beings are meant to be loving caretakers and caregivers of this planet. This is why the yogic perspective is so important. We talk about the Chatur Purushartha. Dharmartha Kama Mokshanam Chaturvida Purushartham. We have to live our dharma, fulfilling our responsibility. When we live our dharma and fulfill our responsibility with mindfulness, we will be then eligible for material prosperity, abundance called artha, emotional prosperity and abundance called kama, and spiritual prosperity and abundance called moksha. So material abundance and prosperity, emotional prosperity and abundance, and spiritual prosperity and abundance, all the 3 can be attained by fulfilling our dharma, our responsibility as a human being. One of the ways we can understand dharma is as righteousness. And my beloved father Swami Geetananda Giri used to say, righteousness is right useness. Using everything as it is meant to be used in the appropriate manner. The definition of dharma by my beloved Ammaji, doing the right thing for the right person at the right time in the right way. I like to use the word appropriate these days rather than right and left. So I say, doing the appropriate thing for the appropriate person, at the appropriate time, in the appropriate manner. That is what dharma is. Living a life of right useness. You use things as they are meant to be used in the proper, appropriate manner. You do not misuse them, disuse them, or abuse them. What a beautiful perspective. When we live our life in this perspective, fulfilling our dharma as a human being, Manushya Dharma, Manava Dharma, at that point, we start to embellish our life and we become worthy, we become an adhikarin. Yogyata, as Patanjali would say. Yogyata, that fitness, that worthiness quotient is developed. And we become worthy for the blessings that come from this planet. The blessings that come in the form of Artha, Kama and Moksha. Dharmartha, Kama, Mokshanam, Chaturvida Purushartham. And this is why the yogic perspective puts the onus back on the individual to make the change. Change must come from within. So the relationship we have with ourselves, the relationship we have with others, including the place we live, the people, the culture, the religion, the language, the food, the water, the soil, the relationship we have with all that is around us, and the relationship we have with the highest cosmos, with the divine, where we are at ease with ourselves, and we are at ease with where we are and ease in the world with which we have to interact. And at that moment, a beautiful sense of sukham, ease, manifests. And in that anuttama sukha labha, coming out of santosha, as Maharishi Patanjali says, when you have contentment, you have unparalleled blissful ease. I would like to end today with a short practice that we can all do. And in this practice, we place our hands, which are an extension of the heart, and we place our hands on the upper abdomen and we go ha 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 ha. We then bring it to the chest. Ho 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 ho. And then to the upper part of the chest, the neck region here, sort of. He he. So ha 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 ha. Ho, 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 he. And when we do this, it is Nada Bhavana Shuddhi Kriya. We are using Nada, the sound, to bring up all the anxieties and the hang-ups that are there within us. Relationship anxieties, performance anxieties, and, anxieties of the ego. We are bringing them up, getting them ready to be cleaned, Shuddhi. We are then addressing the back of the brain stem, where that survival instinct, I have to survive at any cost, you remember that subhuman tendency? And we address that by going, me, and you have to look as mean as you can, because when you are only thinking of me, you become very mean, okay? Me. And then to the prefrontal cortex, this is the part where you have the capacity of discernment and non-attachment, Viveka and Vairagya, and the Buddhi, the Diyo Yona Prachodayat, that our Gayatri mantra tells us. We need that illumination to come into our consciousness. Di. Okay, so ha, ho, he, me, di. And then we realize we need to let go of all of this. We need to throw it all out so that we can just be. So we go, go. And we throw it all out. And we relax in just that beautiful sense of who we truly are. Just be. Summa iru, said the great Ramana Maharishi. Just be. Let us do one final round before we close this session. Okay? 3 sounds at each level. Okay? Join me. Ha. Ho. Me, 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 they, go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Ha, 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 ha. Ho, 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 ho. He. Me. They. Go, 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 go. Ha, 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 ha. Ho, 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 ho. He. Me. They. Go, 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 go. And just sitting quietly. Sitting quietly and letting your body, your breath, your mind to come into that stillness. A beautiful stillness of Sukham, of ease. Learning what it is just to be. I will end with a universal prayer at this point. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to address you during this Mothership Earth Summit 2023. May we all become those loving caretakers of this planet. May we truly manifest the best of humanity. And in that, let divinity that is inherent in each and every one of us grow in abundance. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Sarve Janaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Om. Dhanyavad. Thank you. Nandri. Vanakkam.